Hey everyone, hope you're well. If you're new here, I'm Sabrina, a first-year medical student at Chicago Pritzker. It's currently around 4 p.m. I've done no work today and I am desperately behind. So I figured what better time than now to continue procrastinating and film the intro to this video. My friend Abby, who's also a medical student, recently asked me to share some recipes, what I make when I'm pressed for time, I'm really busy. And I figured this upcoming week would be a good time to film a what I eat in a week. We're in the middle of the head and neck unit of anatomy, which is definitely the most demanding, so the pressure is on a little bit. Yeah, thanks for tuning in to a week on my plate. So starting off Monday morning, like literally every other YouTuber, with a green smoothie. I use kale, I take the stems out, some apple cider from this little orchard we went to, blend that up first. Then I use Alphonse mangoes. They're really sweet, they have yellow skins. Beautiful green color, turns brown because I made the mistake of adding blueberries, but it still tasted good though. Then moving on to lunch. I made a little quesadilla with different kinds of cheese, cheddar, a Mexican blend, also chopped up some tomatoes, cilantro, and little bits of jalapeno in there. And I really like adding kimchi to my quesadillas. It cuts through the cheese a little bit, makes it a little less greasy and fatty. And it's a common combination in Korean food that I've noticed, is having some cheese and kimchi or cheese on ramen, things like that. This is the final product. It tasted great. Then after lunch, I did some review. We were studying skulls, so there's my human skull, and had some coffee. For dinner, I made some tacos for my friends. It was delicious. I forgot to film before we ate, but here's some pics. So starting with Tuesday, I didn't have any breakfast this day, but I had an earlier lunch. I made a tomato egg stir fry with udon noodles. Very classic combination in Chinese food. So I started off by scrambling the eggs. Then I went in with my aromatics, so spring onion and jalapeno. Then I put in my tomato, and then the eggs back in once the tomatoes were nice and saucy. Mix it all together. Then I had been cooking my udon noodles in a separate pot, and then I just add them in once they're nice and ready. Add in some hoisin sauce. Then some fish sauce for flavor. I love fish sauce. I know not everyone does, but it's really salty and funky, so make sure not to add too much. Mix it all together so that it's well incorporated. Top with some cilantro. And then here's my obligatory noodle mixing shot. Then at around 5 p.m. I get back from lab and I'm starving, so I have a bowl of leftovers from tacos last night. And then I cooked dinner for my friends and my roommate, but yet again, I forget to film. It was good though. Moving right along to Wednesday morning, I start off with another green smoothie. Then I make some coffee. I like to make a big batch of coffee and then store the rest in a mason jar, just to save time, and I don't have to make coffee every single morning. Then I make breakfast number 2, which is a jianbing recipe. I got this hack from Kenji Lopez. I'll link his video in the description box below. But it's basically a play off of the Asian street food with tortillas and other common household items. It's really, really good. As you can see, I have lots of aromatics and different sauces. This was incredible. I make this super often. And then here's me just putting up my coffee to store in the fridge. For lunch, I was really not about to cook some more, so I had some frozen dumplings. I really like this brand from BBGO. I get it from H Mart. The spicy pork and vegetable is legit. And then here they are steaming away. And here's the final product, topped with some soy sauce and Chinese vinegar. So it's a little past 7 p.m. right now. I just got home. Lab ended around 6:30. It's been a long day. I started class at 8:30 in the morning. Had basically 2.5 hours of healthcare disparities lecture and discussion, and then 2 hours of anatomy, and then we had our skull exam, and then we also had dissection. So it's been long day. I was hoping to do some meal prep today, but honestly, I'm starving and tired, so I ordered some takeout, and I'm gonna sit here, have my takeout, drink a beer, probably watch a movie. Yeah, sometimes you just need to take some time off. As you might be able to tell, I'm not very regimented with my meal prep, and so I'm doing my Hainanese chicken rice meal prep in the middle of the day on Thursday. I stir fry some garlic and ginger, and then some rice. I stir it around in the oil until it's glossy and kind of covered, and then I put in some chicken broth. You can use water, but it won't be as flavorful. Add in my bone-in skin on chicken thighs and leave it to sit for around 20 minutes. It'll be solid. In the meantime, I'm making some scallion oil, heating up some oil in a pan until it's kind of watery, and then pouring it over some scallions that I chopped, adding some salt, and it'll sizzle like this. Pretty soon our chicken will be ready. It'll look like this. And I serve it up with some seasoned soy sauce and some scallion oil and some cilantro, and it's just delicious. And then I have my leftovers all packaged away for my next meal. After class, I get some boba with a friend, and I come home a little hungry, so I have a little scallion pancake. These frozen ones are super handy, and they're really good. You just fry them up, and they look like this. They're delicious. Look at those layers. For dinner, I make another quesadilla with kimchi and cheese, and it's delicious. I really enjoy myself, as you can see. On Friday, I kind of skip breakfast again, but I have the leftover Indian food from Wednesday as my kind of brunch situation. And then I make myself a little iced coffee. I sweeten with brown sugar dissolved in some hot water. I add some oat milk, and I add some vanilla extract, and then the coffee that I made from earlier in the week. And I enjoy that while doing some review, which you can see me doing here. Around 1 p.m., I make myself some bruschetta as a snack. So I chop up some garlic and tomato, add some olive oil, some white wine vinegar, and some seasonings, and then some queso fresco, since I happen to have it. I serve it with this focaccia that I made in my last vlog. I really like freezing this bread. It reheats really well in the oven. I had an extra piece of focaccia that I heated up in the oven, so I slathered one piece in Nutella and the other piece in apple butter and had that as another sweet snack. Then for dinner, I have some of my leftover Hainanese chicken rice. I serve it with some kimchi, some sambal, and some hoisin to kind of mix up the flavor a little bit. Then afterwards, I make some cookies because I'm really just trying to procrastinate. They didn't turn out that pretty, but they tasted great. They're a modification of Bon Appetit's best chocolate chip cookie recipe, which I'll link below. We finally reached Saturday, so I have some chopped up Alphonse mangoes with some honey and ricotta. This combination was really indulgent, a very good kind of Saturday morning breakfast, but it wasn't enough for me, so I also have some egg over some of my Hainanese chicken rice, so it has that flavor. Serve it with one of the green sauces that came with my Indian food on Wednesday, so that was a really delicious, savory counterpart. Then for lunch, I make this kale walnut pesto. Not sure if you can call it a pesto since it has none of the components of the original pesto sauce, but it's a green pasta sauce with some olive oil, some seasonings, all blended up in a blender. Then I stir fry some garlic and some red pepper flakes, and then I have water boiling with my pasta in another pot. Add some anchovies. Stay with me here. The anchovies don't add a fishy flavor. They just add some necessary salt. And I kind of crush them, break them up so you don't get a big bite of anchovy. Add my pasta, add my green kale pesto-ish sauce, and let it kind of cook together to become a more cohesive dish. And here's my final product with some extra red pepper flakes and pepper sprinkled on top. Then for dinner on Saturday, I had a friend cook for me. We had chicken shawarma and tabbouleh, and it was just delicious. So that's it for a week on my plate. Thanks so much for watching, and let me know if you'd like more food-related content. Always happy to film that. All right, see you next time.